Welcome back to week 13. Your movement program for today will have 4 exercises. We're gonna start kneeling and moving into a hip hinge. So again, focusing on those glutes. Continuing the focus on the glutes by standing up and going for a lunge with an internal rotation, adding a little spice to the traditional lunge. Then we're gonna come back down onto the floor for some deep core work, focusing on a bird dog, and then finishing with a nice tail wag to stretch out those hips in the back. So come into that kneeling position on both knees. I'll show you profile view here. You're gonna end up tall like this with the ribs stacked over the hips. Think about engaging through the core, string drawing up through the crown of your head. Send the hips back by hinging through the hips. Hinging, 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 exhale, lift, squeeze. 45 seconds of these, drive the hips back. Exhale, lift, squeeze. Shoulders down and away from the ears. Pressing the hips forward, no magic miking. I just want you to stop with the ribs right over the hips. That's how some of us ended up in this position. And lift. Shoulders relaxed down and away from the ears. You're feeling the core engage, but you're really feeling that key mobility into the hips. Reach it back, lift and squeeze. Strengthening through the lower body here. Inhale, exhale, lift, press. I always like to use my hands to feel around where things are in space. Our ribs like to flare out. This is gonna be a natural progression, so really try to focus on the core activation here. Last one, lift all the way up. Let's stand it up for these lunges. For the lunges, bring 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. I don't want you all the way back here. It's only gonna be about 1 foot behind the foot in front. Feet are on railroad tracks. You're gonna sink down into this lunge, almost like those hip hinges were training us for this. And then we're gonna add that reach across the body. Come back to center, stand all the way up. 30 seconds on either side. Lower, reach, center, and lift. Lower, reach, center, and lift. The slower you take this, the more likely you are to feel this in all the right places. Lower, reach, right in here without reach. It's the hips that are driving, and then come back to center to lift. So it's down, reach, rotate, pull through, stand up. Lower, reach, and back up. Driving the hips back, reach across the body, pull it in, and stand. And shake those legs out. We're going right on the other side. All right. Step it back. So again, feet are on railroad tracks, hips, shoulders pointed straight ahead. Sink down into this lunge. Notice how my chest is coming forward. Then reach across the body. Pull it in and lift. 30 seconds. Down. Reach. In. Lift. Lower. Reach across the body. Pull it in. Lift. If you're feeling a pinching at all in that hip flexor, think about driving the hips back, pressing the feet apart, driving through this opposite hip. So you're stretching into this side. You shouldn't be crunching down into it. You're still lifting tall and rotating through. That's the rotation we're looking for. So reach, center, lift. Reach, center, last one. Woo! All right, shake it out. Come down onto the floor. Meet me on the mat. We got bird dogs right here, finishing with a tail wag. Ooh, that booty work though. All right, for the bird dog, press the floor up and away. Opposite arm, opposite long, reach. Exhale, pull in, tap. Reach, lower down, 45 seconds here. Other side, reach. Draw in, reach, and switch. Just a different variation. Reach and switch. Keeping the hips nice and stable. Lengthen all the way through here. Traps are off, shoulders down and away from the ears. If the belly's starting to develop here, we want to make sure it's not pulling us down, but that we're continuing to maintain that nice flat back, nice strong core. Last one here, draw it in, reach long, lower down, and toes together, knees apart, ride those hips back. Little child's pose stretch. This next one's a tail wag. Words are fun. You're gonna look like my dog who's really excited to see Brad when he comes home from work, actually. So press up. Wish it was for me, but let's be real. Bodhi's excited for Brad. Hug one heel in towards your seat. Look over towards your toes like your dog wagging your tail. And then look over the other shoulder towards your toes. So those toes are gonna move with you. Just 30 seconds on either side here. Moving through those hips. Feeling a little more mobility here. As my mom would say, we're juicing up the joints, which does make it sound like she's spending too much time with Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart, but we get the idea. Last one, and switch sides. Come down, lift, and other leg. Really finding that motion of the ocean. Releasing any sort of tension or tightness that might have crept into the back. Feeling that length as you look over each shoulder, lengthening between your sits bones. Still pressing the floor firmly away. Spine stays nice and long. Last one right here. Come down through center, send the hips back. Woo! All right, week 13 in the books. I will see you guys next time.